After the above images are successfully imagined and maintained, the symbols can be progressively meditated upon. It is important to go in strict order from top to bottom or bottom to top. If a psychic blockage is encountered, don't force it. Simply smooth it away gently as you progressively move through the set of symbols. Don't spend more than 7 or 10 days on any one symbol. Remember that it is best to start new esoteric periods on a Saturday when the psychic power is at its height for the week. This means that it will take a minimum of 7 weeks to move through the 7 principal symbols on the central column, and an additional 3 weeks for the basic diagram and 2 serpents.
This is a strong exercise, so don't force it. If anything unpleasant is experienced, shorten the periods of meditation. Initially, no more than 15 minutes should be spent on this exercise. The serpent of fire and the spear, 15 of all the exercises in this work. The following are the easiest to perform regardless of the level of experience of the operator. Their basic concepts will already be familiar to many students, and are useful as guides in a fundamental understanding of the secret fire that exists in the West.
Visualize a vast point of brilliant light above your head, so intense that it appears black. Move it down to the top of your head, feel it sinking into your body and psyche, permeating your consciousness. Feel it move out, extending to form a sphere of golden light and fire around you to a diameter of 4 to 6 feet on all sides. Let this sphere of light grow in intensity and power, and know that it is a strong container for the cosmic forces you are about to invoke. Imagine a shaft of fire, like a spear, blaze down from the point of light above you, penetrate your skull, and move through your body and into the center of the earth. Feel the earth reverberate with its impact, and imagine a stream of living fire, like a golden red serpent, move in the reverse direction of the shaft, up your spine, and into the hollow of your skull. It is important that you imagine your skull as a hollow and vast receptacle of this creative and transforming energy. After several repetitions of this cycle, focus your attention.
Basic exercises for its regulation. Solar plexus as chief regulator of energy in the body. If after an exercise there is too much energy in your heart or head area, move it down to the solar plexus and imagine it being circulated out and around your body through that center. This will work after a few minutes, and is especially good for circulating energy that arises from sexual stimulation after these exercises. Grounding out. It is important to establish firm points of Kether and Morkuth in these exercises. If Morkuth is insufficiently established, the risk of fleshiness and disconnectedness from everyday life is possible. More importantly, if a strong sense of connectedness is not established at Morkuth, much of the energy will have nowhere to go, and will be wasted. If it appears that too much energy has been generated and is causing problems that simply circulating it out the solar plexus will not solve, then consider the following.
1. Imagine the energy streaming out of your hands and feet into the earth. 2. Place your hands in a bowl of cold water and imagine the energy pouring into it. 3. Walk on the grass or earth with your feet in direct contact. 4. Drink a cold glass of water. These suggestions are for the discharge of energy accumulations that may be unpleasant. Consider them a sort of psychic first aid. The nature of these exercises generally is to increase the amount of energy we can handle, and to direct it wisely and slowly for the purification of our psyche and body. Discharging it repeatedly will slow the process, however, maintaining a state of irritation, frustration, and perturbability as a result of esoteric practices is also a drawback. Circulating the light. Simply put, always circulate the energy when you are done with an exercise. The suggestions of the middle pillar, or at the solar plexus and around the edges of the extended aura work well.
Additional notes for consideration. Crowley states that the 24th path is attributed to the goddess Kundalini in 777. Night has the caduceus with the sign of Scorpio at the bottom. Scorpio is the sign of the 24th path. Square breathing is to be done with the exercises whenever possible. On the inhale, pull the energy down from the crown. Hold in the feet, earth, and or base of spine. Exhale to head. Hold on the exhale. Repeat. This adds a great deal of energy to the exercises and limits the amount of time they can be done in any one sitting. Each sphere has its own Taperath, that is, great star, uniting the smaller spheres within a sphere on the tree of that particular level. Thus, when we direct our attention to the harmonizing influence of Taperath, we affect all of the planets it touches.
When we direct our attention to the triangle of fire of Tefereth, we affect the fire aspect of all of the spheres connected to Tefereth. However, Saturn, Mercury, and Venus may have a greater response. This of course means karma, Saturn, creative energy, Venus, and intellect/energy conduits, Mercury. As such, it then is easier to regulate planetary energy with the hexagram than the septagram. The hexagram regulates energy via Tefereth, the septagram via Netzach. In alchemy, fire and air are the matrix of energy. Water and earth are the matrix of matter. Earth energy is essential for sustaining health, water for sustaining initiation, and fire for initiation itself. Air makes fire accessible. Salt is the lower Yetzirah and Ashia. Mercury is higher Yetzirah and lower Braya. Sulfur is higher Braya and lower Etzeluth. Salt is prone to lunar impulses. Mercury is prone to solar impulses. Sulfur is prone to zodiacal and cosmic impulses.